A California gas station manager has been fired for price dropping to 69 cents per gallon by accident. So, California gas station manager is reportedly out of a job this week after accidentally charging customers just 69 cents per gallon for premium gasoline instead of the record high prices they should have paid. Which, by the way, some gas stations in California are charging nearly $10 per gallon. Keep that in mind. So, drivers stormed a Shell gas station in Rancho Cordova, California after word spread on social media about the rock bottom price. The incident, which occurred last Thursday, ultimately cost the gas station about $20,000. The ex manager, John Shiz, how on earth do you pronounce that last name? John Shizesina? Shizesina? Said the snafu was a mistake that occurred after he accidentally put a key decimal point in the wrong place. As a result, gas that should have cost $6.99 per gallon was available at a massive discount. I thought this is a nightmare, Sizicina told Cover in Sacramento. I put all three prices on there except the diesel, but the last one kind of didn't go, right. Cicezina was fired on Monday, according to KOVR. His family members have started a GoFundMe seeking to raise the lost funds and repay his old employer. As of Wednesday, the fundraising page had generated nearly $5,500. And here's the thing, another thing to do is like, yeah, hopefully he could end up raising enough money to pay for his previous employers, but also it's to help protect him as well, because if he were to get sued by his former employers, he will end up losing and have to pay that amount of money, right? Because technically his mistake did cost his former employers potentially about $20,000, right? Which is not a small amount of money. And you also got to think about it too. Say this gas station was owned by a family, like a small family, like a small family gas station. And you might think that just because it's a Shell gas station that like, oh no, it's a big corporation and all that kind of stuff, right? The thing is, a lot of gas station owners are family ran businesses that are basically paying for the brand name of these companies, right? Because people are more comfortable attending or going into a gas station that they know that for the most part things are going to be similar, right? There's going to be some sort of consistency with every Shell gas station. There's going to be some consistency with every racetrack, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Just because it says it's a Shell gas station does not mean that it's actually owned by Shell. A lot of these gas companies, a lot of these gas stations are actually independently owned. So keep that in mind. The fundraiser initially placed the amount of lost money due to the glitch at $16,000, but later updated the total to $20,000. A representative for Shell's U.S. division said the station was independently owned and did not immediately respond to requests for further comment. And exactly, so basically, it was exactly what I was thinking, right? That this specific Shell gas station was actually independently owned, meaning that it's probably actually a small family ran business. So basically, probably like a father and, well, basically a husband and wife and maybe their kids working there, right? Or their cousins working there. Like that's something that's probably going on. So, a representative for Shell's U.S. division said the station was independently owned and it did not immediately respond to requests for further comment. The price error occurred during a time of major sticker shock for motorists, especially those living in California. Now, here's also the interesting thing, too, right? because a lot of gas stations don't necessarily make a good living from selling gas. They typically make almost all of their big revenue from all the products within their stores, within their aisles, their drink aisles, all that sort of stuff, all the stuff that they offer within the actual building. So technically, yes, he might have costed them like $20,000 plus, like worth roughly of gas cost. But how much money did he actually end up generate inside the store? Because there's probably so many people actually going to this gas station. So it's something to think about too. Like, I mean, did they actually lose money during this time, or did they actually get so much revenue in store that they ended up actually turning a bigger profit than they actually would have? It'd be kind of cool to see the back end of this small gas station. So the national average gas price was $5 in not 14 cents, but basically 1 cent and fourth to the hundredth, I believe, as of Wednesday, hovering just below the record high. And in California, the statewide average reached a whopping $6.43 and five, basically to the hundredth, right? Though prices have surged much higher at some gas stations. President Biden has faced mounting pressure to take action to lower gas prices. So far, the administration has largely attributed the problem to disruptions related to the Russia Ukraine conflict and the greed of major U.S. oil companies. So let's actually check out some of the comments on this thing. This guy makes a mistake and is clearly just trying to help his family survive by working at a gas station. So let's make an example and fire him. Hope he finds another job, although I recommend nothing in accounting. But here's the thing, too, right? Should the person be fired? Possibly, just because of how big of a financial loss that this store actually took, right? Because now the store may not necessarily trust him working that job anymore because he literally cost them $20,000. That being said, helping him out to find like another job or maybe putting him into like a different position, possibly that's an option. But again, like we're talking like close to $20,000 of loss, like just losses, right? So it'd be pretty interesting to see people's opinions on this. I actually hope that prices keep going up. Biden voters need to feel the pain of their actions. I'm all for that, but those who didn't vote for them are also being punished. That's like saying I hope the Titanic me and my family are on keeps sinking because I can't stand my neighbors. Swiss billionaire behind them dark money donations despite not being U.S. citizen. NYP article May 2022. Please reread. Remember the initial 3 trillion Dem spend they won last year? Billions of dollars were slated to go to Dem sponsored charity events, much like what's described in this article. Buying votes, blah, 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 blah. Good looking out, John. Sorry that you lost your job. That's a shame. Sounds like an honest mistake. And here's the thing, right? I also read somewhere else that apparently this former employee took full ownership of the mistake, which is a pretty awesome thing to do, right? Like to be able to have the moral foundation to be like, hey, I screwed up and I screwed up really bad. Like I did this, it's my fault, not anyone else's, is a pretty admirable thing. That's a shame. It sounds like an honest mistake. I agree. He should have a public tribunal Biden for causing this to happen. Blah, 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 blah. It's a shame. You have to wait in line to get gasoline in the morning because by noontime, gas prices will go up $1. Vote liberal or Biden if you need a lobotomy. Welcome to Waymar America, just like the president got. As a man of good conscience, I would have told him and not seized on the man's mistake. This is all Brandon's fault. He destroyed the country. The Robin Hood of Rancho Cordova. This guy sounds like a hero to me. LOL, especially at those prices. What a hero. Lovey dovey smiley face emoji. Guy may have been fired, but for a moment in time, he was a hero. Great way to fight back against Biden's energy policies, which are bankrupting millions of Americans. Make him energy secretary. A little over 300 gallons sold too cheap. Maybe 20 cars and trucks filled up at that price. Like Sleepy Joe, sounds like it was time for you to retire and enjoy your apple sauce. Guy deserves a medal and Biden needs a prison cell. Biden is demanding these type of production. Well, that's not what he campaigned on. He said he would put the oil and gas industry out of business. Joey, no more fossil fuels. But it's not his fault. Puppeteer Obama's. Dear Lord. Okay. So Dems are cancer. Blah, 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 blah. Brandon is demanding the oil companies make more gasoline. It would be $6 plus by Labor Day. Here's the thing, right? When it comes to like gas prices per gallon, I'm actually very worried about it for the majority of people because if gas prices get over $8 plus per gallon, $10 plus per gallon, there's probably going to be a lot of rioting going on. There's probably going to be very dangerous areas in the United States all over the place because people will have no more options. People will be running out of money so fast. It'd be really crazy. Another casualty of the feckless, incompetent Biden administration. Thanks, Biden voters, you blithering imbeciles. The manager was quoted as saying, I always mess up on some mundane detail. I don't mind the prices. I'm rich. I can afford it. He did it on purpose. 69 cents. Nice. What is the address of this station? Feel free to give your thoughts. I thought this was a pretty interesting thing. Do you think this guy should have been fired? Do you think this guy's a hero? Do you think he did it by accident or on purpose? Personally, I think it was probably just an accident. It sucks that he lost his job, but at the same time, making like a $20,000 mistake, people have been fired for a lot less, to put it simply. By the way, if you want to learn how to get a debt and master your money, go to 40inbox.com.